Hey, this is John,
It's Paul.
and it's What If Geeks, and we are Ericless.
We are Ericless.
Yeah, he's hanging out somewhere looking at Ric Flair's yacht,
Whoo!
boat, or something. So yeah, Eric's on travel, so we decided we're gonna run with a Geekly Weekly because we haven't done one in quite a while now.
We have
So
not. My Ric Flair brush with fame story. When I was at UF, I was one of the people that put on Gator Growl one year, and which is the big student-led pep rally thing. And so Ric Flair didn't go to Florida, but is a big Gator fan, and he was like one of the was in town for Growl, and so at the after party, it's in this big room, and you just hear various as he walked around the room, you just hear various people go whoo, and so you'd hear it like from this corner whoo, and then he must have moved because you hear it from whoo, and people go over here, and so I get a picture with him finally, and it's like, oh my god. And so you do the four thing for Four Horsemen and whatever, and but all night you just hear people go whoo. I'm like, at some point he must get tired for that. He must get tired of that, but it went on.
yeah, I mean he's a legend, and apparently he's coming back one more time. I just heard it online. He's got one more match he's gonna do.
Yeah,
I don't know, but my brush with fame with Ric Flair hasn't quite happened. I've seen him live, but I'm hoping this Sunday. Here, slight teaser for things going on in Orlando. MegaCon is this weekend.
Yeah.
And guess who's got tickets? Yay.
Are you going?
Yeah, Noah and I are going Sunday.
Okay.
So, and Ric Flair is supposed to be there all weekend.
Oh, nice.
Which probably explains why Eric ran into him over in Tampa.
Yeah.
So, so I'm not sure what kind of, like, when I go with Noah, it's a little bit different. I'm going to spend more money than I want to spend.
Yeah.
He's going to want to buy shit. But I don't know about standing in line for autographs or anything else. Like the little one that we went to, he was cool with because it was, it was kind of small. But we'll see. We'll see what we do.
You guys dressing up? Are you just going?
We never dress up. We just go. I know you guys always dress up, and I'm always impressed. His cousins always dress up, and they always like go, like they go ass out. Like their costumes look good.
Yeah.
We never do. We just go and hang out.
He's on my calendar for tomorrow. I'd love to be able to go. I'm a little bit swamped in with work, so I'm going to try to take the kids tomorrow, but I don't know that's going to work out.
Yeah. So we're going Sunday. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get an autograph somewhere, but probably not, because every time you try to do that, it costs way too much money. So
yeah, and you got to wait in like a 40-minute, like you got to wait all that time and then pay $20 for, and I was supposed to be impressed because you were the voice of so and so on one episode of whatever, and you're like, okay.
Right, yeah.
And then I don't know. I feel like kind of a schmuck waiting in line for like Katie Sackhoff or somebody else who you see on Galactica, and you're like, right, you're hot, but I'm gonna just stand there and be that dude's like, oh, you're hot. Like, I'm not gonna be that, like, can't be that guy.
Which is exactly what I thought about Katie Lutz, the one from Legends of Tomorrow.
Right.
White Canary. Yeah, she's there Sunday, and I'm like, I kind of really want to see her.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even play for the same team, but I want to see her anyway.
Who is the other woman from Battlestar Galactica? Trisha
Helfer?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So like she's at one of the I don't think she's at MegaCon, but like she was at one in the past or something, and you're just like, what am I doing? I remember that Patrick Stewart was at one, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and it was like a completely separate line. It was in a completely different place, super long line. It might have been like $100 or something to get, like, it was really expensive. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. There was somebody I wouldn't have mind meeting last year. I can't remember. I can't think of who it is off the top of my head, but Adam Savage from Mythbusters. I'm like, that would be cool.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we did I don't think, don't quote me, I don't think it was MegaCon, but it could have been. But John Cena was at one a few years ago, and it might have been MegaCon. But Noah, for his random love of wrestling, loved John Cena, mostly because of the internet. So we signed up to go see him. We paid the money and we went, and it was great. That was fine. But at one we went to, there was a line where you can kind of jump on and then pay, and I think it was like $100. But from like, it was almost, that line was almost from like my house to fucking your house, but it was ridiculous. It was all the way across. Like I could see, but I can see Stan Lee sitting there at the table.
Yeah.
And Heather was like, "Do you want to go?" And I backed out. I was like, I mean, I did. I really did. But I was like, no. And then, like, I think 2 years after that, he died. I was like, son of a bitch. Like, that always happens to me. Every time I go to get ready to buy George Carlin tickets and he dies, I go, it's right. Like every time I think, okay, I'm ready to go do this, they die on me. So I'm like, I'm just going to like go for it. So if I see something tomorrow, Sunday, I might just go for it, like with Ric Flair or whoever. But yeah, so we're doing that Sunday. Outside of that, I mean, we've just been, like you, gearing up with flag football and then getting ready for tackle come the after the summer. And then
you guys start prepping for when does practice start?
It starts end of July. Well, officially the season starts like August 1st is when we can start training. But we'll kind of get the kids together for like a pizza party or something before that. Kind of, let them get to know each other. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, I've been prepping for an Alaskan cruise. That's next week. We leave Wednesday. So we're either going to record the review for Doctor Strange Monday or Tuesday, or we're going to record it when I get back, one or the other.
Right. It's Monday or Tuesday, or it's like September 12th.
Yeah, either way. But really excited about that. I can't wait for that. And then outside of that, I've just been like kind of hanging out, watching a little bit of TV here and there, and then like reading old comics online like I always do. And then Christopher, my last foreign exchange student, for my birthday, bought me Death Troopers, the Star Wars zombie story. You got to look it up. I'll send you a picture of it. But it's called Death Troopers. It came out like back in like 2009 or something like that. And it was one of those that was always like, it was on my radar. Like I wanted to read it and I knew a lot about it, but I never actually sat down and read it. And he bought it and he bought himself a copy so we could both read it together. So I've been reading that. Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. What have you been up
to? Let's see. I did manage to see Doctor Strange. We saw Sonic 2. We saw The Bad Guys. We've seen a bunch of movies lately. So that's been good. We're going on vacation like mid-July. So just trying to keep up with work stuff. Yeah. I started replaying Fallout New Vegas, which is it's probably, I don't know, I think it came out like 2010, something like that. It's a really fun game, and I had played through it, didn't get super far a couple years ago, and I was on the Xbox store, and I'm like, it was like $4, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Oh, sweet, nice. All right, so speaking of Doctor Strange, since obviously now we've all seen it, we can talk about it when we review it. So you've obviously seen Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went back through our speaker shit and I realized we haven't reviewed that yet.
Oh,
So yeah, I just glanced through real quick. I didn't see it, so we're gonna have to review that too. So maybe we'll do a back to back kind of thing. All right. So yeah, cool. That's what we've been doing. Now on to Geekly Weekly shit. And there's a lot. So they've dropped a lot of trailers and a lot of kind of like little bits of news here and there. All right, so I think I guess we can save the trailers for later. We can just jump into box office real quick.
yep.
As we mentioned Doctor Strange, it's still number one. As of last night, this thing it had $187.5 million opening, which is good.
Yeah.
It's made 302, almost 303 domestic, 413 million worldwide. So it's up 715, almost 716 total. Yeah, I see this thing kind of carrying on because I don't know what's coming out next week, but I think it's going to carry.
Yeah, I know these things are dropping off faster than ever now, but those are great numbers, and so I'm interested to see kind of the how long it hangs until and when they decide it's going to go on streaming or something like that. I liked it. I will say, I know we're not going to talk about this now. We're going to do this in the review, but like the multiverse, their version of the multiverse is weird because in all the universes there seems to be a Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So there's no universe where like he isn't the Sorcerer Supreme, or like he doesn't crash and he just goes on to be a world famous surgeon and then he marries Christine and it's all cool and he's not a super, like you would expect there to be some universes where he's not a superhero. Maybe they just don't focus on this. But I thought that during the movie. I'm like, there's nowhere like his parents, like the night his parents met, one of them was in a bad mood and they were like, they don't get together. I guess that multiverse isn't worth checking out.
Right. Okay. So the second one on the box office is The Bad Guys, which you mentioned, and yeah, we went to go see that too. This is an animated movie based on a book series that Noah has loved for quite a while now.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he was pushing to see that one. And
I remember seeing the book series, like a set of them at Costco, but I didn't get it. But I remember seeing it, and then when we heard about the movie, I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, so having read the series with Noah, because ironically, that was like that week where, okay, we can go watch one movie. It was either this or we go watch Sonic, and I really thought Noah was going to pick Sonic because he loved the first one, and I was like, all right, let's go watch Sonic 2. And he was like, no, I want to watch the Bad Guys. I was like, really? So I really didn't have much interest going into it. I was like, damn, because I really thought we were gonna go watch Sonic. I actually loved this friggin' movie.
Bad Guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really loved it. It was, and knowing the background with the books, they did a really good job with it. Like it's exactly what I would have done with it. Like they were so good with this one.
Yeah,
it was funny. It was cute. So yeah, I don't know.
it's animated. It's like an animated Ocean's 11 almost.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Bad guys that maybe don't want to be bad guys, kind of, but
The traditional story bad guys, right? Shark, wolf, snake, tarantula, piranha.
yeah. So it's really cute. Take the kids to go see it. I will just say 166.5 million total so far. They've been doing pretty good. It's been out since end of April, so might be leaving soon. I don't know what the life is going to be on that one, but go see it before it's out. So number 3 on our list is actually number 4 on the box office because I skipped over the one we don't care about. Firestarter. And I was holding out hope because when I saw this trailer, I was like, oh shit, they're remaking, Stephen King.
Do you have the decimal in the wrong place? It opened at 3.8 million. Yikes!
No, that's not in the wrong plot. That's
Yikes!
no, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was looking forward to this movie. That's why right before that number 4, you see bombed. It opened at 3.8 million.
Yikes!
It's made 4.5 million domestic and 2 million international.
Wow.
I didn't bother looking up um the cost of this thing, the budget, because damn.
They paid more for that than, like, I don't know, craft services and, just paying the gaffers and the best boys and the whatevers.
With the interest rates that have been going on, with the interest rates going on in the last few years, I almost paid more for my fucking house.
Yeah.
like this is bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I was so looking forward to it because, again, I liked Stephen King. I'm still gonna watch it, but this is definitely gonna be one of those, like, I might watch it on the planes in Seattle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so just something to keep me busy because
it'll be at IMDb TV like tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's on Tubi tonight.
It'll be on Crackle.
All right. Rough. And lastly, number 5 for this week was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This thing had a 72 million opening, and it's grossed so far almost 356 million. You've seen it. I have not seen it yet. I want to see it, but I think the deciding factor for us not going to see it was they announced it was coming to streaming like now. So we decided to go see The Bad Guys. So I want to watch this maybe before we leave for vacation. If it actually does hit streaming, I can't remember when it hits, but it's like soon. It's like this week, I think. What did you think?
It was good. It's don't expect a ton. It's
I know
you could probably piece together what's going to happen without seeing it, just sort of based on everything else you've ever seen in kind of a, bad guy comes in. I'm not trying to give away the ending, but like you can guess at what's going to happen, right? When you see Knuckles and they fight, and then you know what's going to happen,
right?
But I like the way they've done these movies. I like the cast they've got in this. I tolerate Jim Carrey in it. He's kind of annoying and detracts from the movie a little bit because he's just doing that Jim Carrey thing, and it's super annoying.
Which he kind of was in the first one, but he was. Now again, I haven't seen this one, but I think he was decent in the last one. Like they kind of reined him in a little bit. I bet they'd let him run loose a little bit more.
Yeah, he does all the. He doesn't do the. He did it in the first one, right? He's that thing. He does less of that this time, but it's still very. You're just like, okay, you're doing the Jim Carrey thing.
All right, cool. So, all right, well, that was your box office.
It occurred to me as we're going over those really terrible numbers of from Firestarter, I'm like, what did Birdemic make in the box office? I'm just trying to compare them.
Oh my God. Shit. I gotta look that up now.
Let's see.
That ain't gonna work. Do it here. Google Birdemic box office. Look at that.
I can't find it.
It was only made for less than $10,000.
Made for $10,000. So, all right. I mean, I just I've not seen a movie open that badly, and I can't remember when.
Yeah,
I can't think of a movie. I'm sure it's happened, but something like that, and something not clearly low budget that they thought would make money, just do that bad. Where when you see it, someone says, "Are the decimal places in the right?"
Yeah, no kidding.
Because even if it would have made $38 million, I was like, oh, that's not great. But it made $3 million.
Oh, all right. It may. Oh no, that's Birdman. Never mind. Jesus, wrong movie. I'm not gonna find it. That's how bad that movie was. But oh well. But I bet we're close.
The budget for Firestarter is $12 million.
Yeah. See, they haven't even made that back yet.
The budget for Firestarter from 1984 was 15.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, fuck it. Let's go on the news because that's just depressing. All right, so in the news we've got a few things popped up here recently. The first thing was quick. Kevin Feige dropped a little bit of news here and there. The first thing he said was that Loki season 2 has started production, and the whole cast is returning.
Cool.
I don't know how much they're paying the alligator, but it's that was on the 17th. They dropped that. So season 2 is coming. That's all they've said. They've started. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna skip this next one. I'm gonna jump down to Disney Plus is moving forward with a new Daredevil series.
Nice.
And Charlie Cox is reprising his role. Spoiler alert for Spider-Man. Duh. I mean, Kevin Feige already said, and we've said it on this podcast, we repeated what he said. There is not going to be a Daredevil in the MCU that is not Charlie Cox. So this is just an obvious. I mean, you saw this one coming. Good.
I haven't read this story, so I'm going to look at it right now. My question is, is this new series going to pick up where the Netflix show was, or are we sort of starting over?
Yeah, I'd be curious to that. And with Disney, you never know.
I thought the Netflix series was great.
Yeah.
I thought season 1 was amazing, where he does the black suit most of the time until like the last episode. I thought season 2 was amazing. I thought season 3 was great. Bringing in the Punisher was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved everything about that. Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, who shows back up in the Hawkeye series, is sort of made to play this role. He's super good in it. So it would be cool if they,
continue on,
pick up where they left off. It'd be cool to see some other backstory stuff. I know there's some of it when Stick was in that those episodes. The girl that played Elektra was great. So I'd be here for all that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them throwing in their own little bits and pieces to the backstory. But this, out of all the Netflix shit that came out, I would say this and Punisher, but this especially is one that they could pick up and just run with. Especially after you introduce him in Spider-Man No Way Home and the fan pop that you got, you almost have to kind of just pick up and go. So I'd like to see him do that. Again, Punisher was really good. I'd love to see John Baratheon come back. I think that'd be great. The rest of them kind of, hit them. I mean, I liked them. They were nice. But if Marvel wanted to kind of do their own thing with them, bring back the actors maybe and just do something different.
Marvel could reboot Iron Fist, and I'd be fine with that.
That
was the most disappointing of the shows.
Like if you just skipped over Iron Fist completely, that'd be great. Yeah. But almost as bad as Moon Knight, but
differently bad, but yeah.
Differently bad, yeah. So all right, so I'm hoping they kind of continue on with this one. But Charlie Cox coming back, so that's good. And then lastly, I saved this one because I don't know how I feel about it. And I wanted your take. I read Marvel Studios secures the deal to use Stan Lee's likeness in movies, TV shows, and then they went on with Disney can also use his likeness in theme parks and cruises and blah 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 blah. What are they doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
I mean, they have okay, all right. They've got enough footage of him, I guess, to kind of play around with. But when you say you've got a deal to use his likeness in movies and TV shows, that tells me you're going to digitally put him in something.
Yep.
And while I love the Stan Lee cameos, and it was a shame he died, how far can you actually go with that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the Venom cameo was cute because it was a magazine cover,
Yeah.
a little tribute. And
That's how they should do it from now on. It should be a still. I don't want to, I don't know, CGI hologram Stan Lee. Like I'll take a, you know, like a pretend concert poster or find some way to
yeah,
include his likeness in something.
kind of like they did Ditko in the back of Spider-Man No Way Home on the balcony on the school rooftop where his
Right.
name was in the background. Put his name in
Yep.
the background or something like that.
Yep.
Put a picture of him in the background. But you're treading really close to you guys are gonna start fucking around with deep fake technology and I don't know.
Yeah. We don't need a voiceover. We don't need, right. That's not new. Make a billboard, make an ad, make a something, right? So give me a crane shot through Times Square and his pictures on one of the digital billboards. Like that'd be great.
Yeah. And I know through some of the blooper footage, they've got a lot of shit that he just kind of like did random takes on. If you could fit some of that into something, okay, I'm good with that. Something that he actually filmed. But outside of that, don't fuck with him. I mean, it's Stan Lee.
Or take an interview he did and like, it's on the TV in the background at
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. That'd be fine. But you don't need you making new Stan Lee footage to make a cameo.
right. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of the deep fake shit, and don't do that. If they stay away from that, I'm okay with it. But this one made me a little nervous. So, all right, we're on the same page on that one. So then I guess we can get into trailers, and there were quite a few, and I actually limited them to everything that came out like in the last week. Well, not the last week, but things that are kind of relevant here coming soon. You want to start at the top and work our way down, or
Sure.
kind of skip around? All right, the first one, Resident Evil. Netflix dropped a trailer for a new series that's coming out on July 13th. And after the Welcome to Raccoon City that they did, I like that a lot. Did you watch that?
I haven't seen any Resident Evil thing. Like
Oh, wow.
Not one.
The last one you saw was Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to Raccoon City was good. I enjoyed it. It was campy. Kind of like they really went back to the original PlayStation game and like the B movie acting that was in there. It was kind of funny.
Right.
But I enjoyed it, right? And I'm looking forward to hopefully they do a sequel to that. This is a series, I guess they're doing where it shows a father talking to his two kids. I think they might be adopted, whatever. Saying, "Oh, okay, we're going home. You're gonna love this," and then it says, "New Raccoon City 2022," and then it quickly runs through a whole bunch of stuff where you could see he's got like blood samples and this and that, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then it cuts over to like London 2036 or some shit, and there's zombies everywhere and whatever. So obviously this is going to be another zombie survival type of show, whatever. But I don't know. It looks like it might be good. I don't know because again, Netflix has been kind of hit or miss. But I'm hoping because I like Resident Evil. So I mean, you just watched it tonight. So what did you think?
It looked really cool. I I know the idea of the Mila Jovovich movies, so I watched the trailer and I'm like, this could be where I jump on this franchise. I haven't seen it up till now, so but I'm like, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So next we'll just go right down the line. The Boys season 3 dropped their trailer. Dude. It's coming right around the corner. I'll be on vacation when it first drops, but we'll be catching up and doing our reviews of it. June 3rd, The Boys season 3 drops on Amazon Prime.
Let's
I can't
go.
wait for this.
Start this today. Yeah. I love, so the trailer is, it's hard to tell because it happens fast, but it looks like Maeve is in a standing with Butcher for some reason. It looked like Maeve. It was very fast. I watched it a couple times to try to see, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. She gives him mini vials of compound, what looks like compound V. It looks like an airline bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
Of compound V. And he goes, "What's this?" And she says, "It'll make you a soup for 24 hours." And then there's varied shots of like Starlight. Thank you. It's been so long since I've seen it. Starlight's on the phone saying Homelander's lost it. He's talking to somebody and grabs him kind of by the back of the head. And his eye, the laser eyes are flaring up. There's a whole bunch of cut scenes of like different things happening. And then you see Butcher with laser eyes. You see Butcher breaking car windows and doing stuff. And you hear one of the boys, I think it's say, this whole thing has been about no one should have that kind of power.
Yeah, it was Mother's Milk, yeah.
And then there's a scene where there's a soup that I don't know who it is, shoots fireballs out of her hand. And then I thought Soldier Boy was in this trailer.
In there.
I mean, it must be super brief. But I thought there was a clearer shot of him in this trailer, but it was brief.
Yeah, they've dropped a couple of trailers, and if it's not this one, then it was another one where he's going like ape shit, beating the hell out of somebody, and he's again their version of Captain America. He's got the more triangular shield and beating the piss out of somebody with it. So that was in there. Yeah, no, this thing looks amazing. I know they've been talking about how if you've read the comics, in this season, they're actually going to do the whole hero-gasm thing, which is a thing in the comics that's like, it's kind of like Jeffrey Epstein's Island. Don't shoot us, but it is. And even like the last thing I saw was like the people that filmed it even felt uncomfortable. I'm like, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, then it's good.
But yeah, this is gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this. This is gonna be great.
And that is out June 3rd, so 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks. All right, so then moving on. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. This comes out August 17th. So we've got a couple months left before it actually comes out. But this trailer is getting raked over the coals because of the CGI. Oh, yeah. People are complaining about the CGI, how the CGI, she looks like Fiona from Shrek. And I mean, they're not wrong. But again, it's a first trailer. It's an early trailer. Could they pull a Sonic and dump more money into the CGI? I hope. But the trailer overall looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, I see they're kind of going for like Avengers meets Ally McBeal kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
It
where
feels, yeah, this is,
which is actually what her comic is, though.
yeah, right.
So yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, this is a superhero rom-com sort of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, now from that point, like from knowing her from the comics, and again, I've known much like Moon Knight, I knew of She-Hulk a lot because of Hulk, but I didn't like pick up every issue of her comics when they came out. But I knew
No, but they had
more
her
about
in,
her.
I
I mean, she was in Avengers. She
she was
was.
an Avenger.
Yeah.
She was in the Fantastic Four for a hot minute.
Mhm.
Uh, she was in like the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah. So I knew more
Yeah,
of her than I did of Moon
I
Knight.
did too. Yeah.
This trailer gave me that comic vibe. Like they're really nailing what she was in the comics. So all right.
This
CGI aside, I'm good with it.
this feels like, as Marvel and Disney try to figure out how to get more and more audience just to watch stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the so you've described this, that this happens at your house. You turn on the Marvel show and Heather watches along, sometimes willingly, sometimes like, WTF is this? Right?
Yep.
This feels like what they said was, we'll get the wives slash girlfriends slash other, significant others, whatever, to watch this more willingly, because it'll be slightly more maybe female centered, and we'll have the guys already because it's a Marvel show, and Mark Ruffalo's in it as Professor Hulk, and there'll be enough comic book actiony stuff to get them, and so they might be right. We'll have them already, and then we'll get the ladies more easily with this one, and we'll get everybody.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think they're gonna tweak the CGI, especially after the backlash. They're gonna play around with it, but they'll get it right. I mean, he looked fine in Avengers Endgame. I think it'll be okay. Because even Hulk looked a little cartoony in this, but I think it'll be all right. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, anything Marvel, like I said. All right. House of Dragon, Game of Thrones, coming out August 21st. After the end of Game of Thrones, I was like, I've loved this show for so long, and then just meh. But after watching this trailer, I'm like, all right, I'm kind of back in again. like I want to see this. Like, there's something about that show that just held my attention, and it's not quite as bad as like all the Transformers trailers that would get me, because Game of Thrones did it really well for a while, and then they kind of fucking fumbled the end. But I think they've got something here. I think it looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. And I didn't hang with Game of Thrones. I was faithful. I missed a couple. It kind of got away. It's not something that Gail was ever interested in watching. And Coleman was young at the time, so I couldn't watch when he was around. So before I knew it, I was a season behind, and then I was farther, and I was like, I think I'm out.
Yeah.
But this is where I could jump back in and I know enough of, the story of the kingdoms and the houses and the stuff that right, because it's a prequel, you can jump back in and like, I'm not lost.
Yeah. So this trailer looks really good. And then tomorrow I'll drop all these on our website too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So August 21st, House of the Dragon. The Umbrella Academy just dropped like a little while ago. It was like a few hours ago they dropped this, because I had done this all last night, and then I was online and I was like, oh shit. So, I really love this show. I've read a little bit of the comic, not all of it, but it's one of those. offshoot, not Marvel, not DC, but superhero-esque kind of things, we're going to the season 3 now on Netflix. It's going to come out in just about a month, June 22nd. If you don't know Umbrella Academy, have you watched it at all?
I watched season 1.
Okay, all right. So for those of you who don't know, all three of you, basically a bunch of kids are all born on the same day, and for whatever reason, that grants them superpowers, and chaos ensues. Basically,
They're adopted by a
they're adopted by a guy who has some type of not ulterior motive, but there's a reason he's adopting them, and maybe to save the world, maybe not, whatever. But then it's about these kids dealing with all of that.
Yeah, and they're all sort of messed up and dysfunctional in different ways.
Yeah. So it's kind of like X-Men meets Adoptive Family meets it was
it's like a dysfunctional X-Men.
Yeah, and then now we're in season 3, so
with a monkey housekeeper, overseer guy.
Yeah. So now we're on season 3, and there's been time travel and all kinds of shit going on, and now here we are. I'm looking forward to it. I've liked it. We'll see where we go from here. But this trailer looked really good.
Yeah, even they're getting into a multiverse, right? Because now the trailer has when they jumped, they created some sort of reality paradox, and now there's a different group of kids adopted by the same guy. In this world, they're called the Sparrow Academy. Yep. And there's sort of doppelgangers of each of them, and I don't know if they all have the same powers, but I did like, and this is very indicative of the show, of all the different characters. One of the guys says, we all exist in this universe as babies. We were all babies in this universe. We didn't get adopted. So if you run into yourself in this world, and one guy goes, kill it, and the other one goes, sleep with it, and the third is like, no, avoid it. So what's wrong with you two?
Yeah. That was my favorite part of that whole fucking trailer. But yeah, like you said, indicative of the entire show. Like that's how this show is. Yeah. It's just like at random they'll just drop a joke like that, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing? Yeah.
What is the one that sees the dead people? Klaus, the real
Klaus.
He's sort of strung out most of the time.
Yeah, he's strung out all the time because he talks to dead people, and
it's messed him up. Yeah, he's my favorite character in the show.
Oh yeah, no, he's amazing. That actor, I've never seen him in anything else.
I haven't either.
But almost everybody in here, I have not seen in anything else, except Elliot Page. Yeah. Other than him, I have not seen anybody else. So I'm wondering how they're going to address that. That's going to be interesting, because even in the trailer, at one point they show him as his previous self. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. All right.
You navigated that well.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Oh, I tiptoed the fuck out of that. Not bad for a fat guy.
Stuck the landing.
All right, and one that I'm really looking forward to, Stranger Things 4. Oh my god, I love this fucking show, and they are dropping. It's done, by the way. After this whole series, there, I think maybe I've read multiple things. Either after this 2-volume series is done, or there's one more at the end, but I think it's this. So volume 1 drops on the 21st, which is in 2 days. Volume 1 drops, and then volume 2 drops on July 1st. And what I've read is whatever the season or series finale is like 2 hours long.
Oh,
wow. They're killing it. Like they're dumping everything into this thing. Again, I mean, if you don't know what Stranger Things is, You been living
Where you
under
been?
a rock. Yeah.
Where you been?
It's what kind of bumped Netflix back up into you know the stratosphere.
Yep.
So go watch Stranger Things and come back for season 4. I can't wait for this. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do, but obviously they're gonna pull. The last time we left them, everybody kind of scattered all over the place, so they're gonna pull everybody back. But I think it's gonna be good. I really love this. I love David Harbour. I think he's great. I think he's really good in this role. This is where I found him,
Yep.
and I think it's gonna be good. I'm actually gonna skip the next one real quick.
Okay.
Actually, we'll just jump down to the bottom one and then work our way up.
Right.
So when we went to watch Doctor Strange,
Mm-hmm.
they loaded up the trailers and everything, and this trailer dropped, and you saw, Fox, whatever, and the first shot that came out, Heather was sitting in between me and Noah, and I heard her breath catch, right? Avatar 2, The Way of Water, dropped a trailer. And the first time we saw it was in front of Doctor Strange. Now, on the one hand, I love the movie. I thought it was great. Okay. But I've never understood the hype. Like I've just never understood it. Heather absolutely loves this movie. Loves it, loves it, loves it. Loves the ride at Disney, loves all this. Now the ride in Disney is fucking amazing.
Ride's better than the movie.
The ride's better than the movie, right? Yeah. You're riding a banshee.
Yep.
This fucking thing is epic compared to the movie. But I get it. I really liked the movie a lot, right? So when I saw the trailer come out, I was like, "Oh, this cool." She was like, because she had no idea. Again, she's not in our wheelhouse, right? I knew they've been talking about this. Cameron's been talking about doing like 7 fucking films. We've talked about it. Finally, they're dropping this thing. The trailer looks really good. 2 questions. 1, is it too little too late? And then 2, now we've gone from the whole Avatar, the basic movie, right? The explanation. We're narrowing it down to The Way of Water, where, okay, so it's like a water thing that's going on here. Is that what he's going to do with every fucking movie? Like
Fire,
are we basically going to Star Wars the fuck out of this thing, where each planet or each thing is like its own biosphere? Water, snow, fire, desert. Like it's going to get old real quick. I mean, even in Star Wars, it kind of gets old real quick. Like there's nothing else on this fucking planet.
Right.
So I don't know. I honestly think it's too little too late.
When the trailer came out, I was like, I don't give a shit about this at all. The movie,
Me too, kind of.
the first one was
it was Dances with Wolves with CGI.
It's right. It's Dances with Wolves and The Last Samurai in CGI, because both of those movies are the same. It was. Now I have a weird thing with this movie because my wife almost got me killed at that movie.
Explain.
So we go to see it around the opening where you're still like long lines to get in to see it. This was, let's see, we got married in 2008. This movie came out in, when did the first one come out? 2009, 10, something like that.
Something like that.
When did this movie come out? When did Avatar come out?
I don't know. Are you looking it up? Because I can't find my mouse again. Okay, good.
Trailer in 2009. Okay. So no place had reserved seating. Like that wasn't a thing. You had to get to the movie theater early if you wanted a good seat. So we see it out at Point Orlando and we're waiting the line was so long. There was a queue by the entrance to the theater. and then so that people didn't line up in like in the middle of the lobby, there was a second line like way over here. And Gail has this huge pet peeve about people that like cut in line or whatever. Like you want to make her nuts, cut in a line somewhere or let her see you cut a line, and she will lose her shit. So these dudes cut the line, and she's like losing her mind. So she goes and tries to get a manager or something to say like, hey, like all these people are waiting, and we weren't the front of this line, but like they decided to just get in this part of the line instead of getting to the back of where the actual back line was. So the guys are like, I don't know, maybe they're Muslim, can't really tell. It's not super important to the story yet. So they cut the line. She goes to try to get somebody. They won't do anything about it. They end up getting in there. They get like great seats. We have like sort of crap seats. And she sees them and she stands up, she turns around and she points to them. She goes, I saw what you guys did, you assholes, whatever. And the guy's got kind of an accent, sort of vaguely Middle Eastern. And he's like, shut up. But Adam's like, okay, I guess it's on. Here we go. I guess I'm gonna get stabbed. So like, I'm like, so I stand up and I'm like, and everybody sort of chills out and calms down. And so it ends up being fine. But the whole movie, Gail's like fuming and I'm like, I can't believe like now when we leave, like there's going to be a thing and there's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
So it was, through most of the movie, I was just sort of like, this is okay. Do you remember, here's what I compare it to. Do you remember when Super Nintendo came out?
Mm-hmm.
And the first game, the F1, I think it's some kind of F1 racing game. And
yeah, like F1-0 or some shit.
Yeah, that's it, F1-0. The whole thing is like the way that the screen could turn and scale and do whatever. Like it was the first of the, 32 or 64-bit systems or something like that, where Sega Genesis was way less than that. Genesis maybe 32 and this was 64, whatever. But it could scale and rotate in a way that no other game could. It wasn't a great game other than to show you the way it could turn and scale. That's all this movie was. Like Avatar was a 3D movie. The 3D is amazing, right? When she's riding that thing with the wings and you're following, like that's cool. The rest of the story sucks. So the sequel, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, and that was my point too, where I'm like, because I can go on and on about Gail too. The time I almost kicked the shit out of another coach.
Yeah, right. She almost got two in a fight too.
Yeah. That was amazing. You were halfway across the field, and this other coach is running his mouth at all the parents, and she starts saying something. He walked over to her, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm your Huckleberry. Get out of the way." I push her out of the way, like I'm gonna fuck him up, and then he walked away. Yeah. So yeah, she almost got me in a fight too.
Yep.
That's when I knew I loved her. But yeah, as far as Avatar, I agree 100% with you. I appreciate the movie. I get it, but I don't get the hype. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna watch it because it's Avatar, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it because Heather wants to watch it. But I don't get it. I mean, it is what it is. So Avatar is coming out in December. So Merry Christmas. There you go. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna roll through this real quick. Thor: Love and Thunder dropped a trailer. It's dropped a couple of trailers now, kind of, sort of. It dropped a teaser and then a trailer or whatever. Holy shit! I'm all ready to go.
I'm here for this movie. Yeah, I'm here for Natalie Portman as Thor.
The Guardians are in this thing.
Yep.
Like that whole scene where the way they've played since Endgame with Thor and Star-Lord, that relationship I love it.
Yep.
Like that whole thing has just been amazing. And in this trailer, they only kind of touch on it real quick, but like there's that whole thing where Star Lord is like, when you find yourself lost, look to the people that you love. And Star Lord is like talking about the Guardians or whatever, and Thor just kind of eases his way
Yep.
into the frame and looks right at him. And I was like, it's fucking perfect. It's
Yeah.
like that semi homoerotic romance kind of whatever.
Yep.
It's perfect. Right? I was like, oh my god, they fucking nailed it.
I think it's Infinity War, right? Where Thor's unconscious with them and they're looking at him and they're like, it's like a pirate and an angel had a baby.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was Infinity War that they did all that. Yeah. I can't believe I fucked that up. Yeah, Infinity War. Like their whole meeting and relationship was just fucking epic. Like, that part of the movie is great.
Yeah.
It's the whole when Star Lord starts dropping his voice and starts talking,
Right. Yeah.
and they're all making fun of him for it. Everything, everything about that was epic.
Yeah.
And we all know who's the captain. Oh yeah, of course we do. Yeah. Everything was great. So I can't wait for this fucking movie. And then, like you said, Natalie Portman coming back, and she got buff,
I know, right?
and I'm kind of weirdly turned on by it. Like she looks good. She looks really good. And again, Christian Bale is coming in as God Butcher. So this is gonna be a really good fucking movie. I can't wait for this. And then lastly, we have what's about a week from now, something that I've been waiting for a long time since they've announced it. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, is coming to Disney Plus on May 27th. And they dropped a trailer for this thing. They've dropped 2 trailers now. And holy shit. This fuck.
Yep.
Because they dropped so many, not they. People dropped so many fake fucking trailers of this. It was like showing like Ewan McGregor's like movie where he was the one new he's in the desert, whatever. And every time I clicked on it, I was like, fake, 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 fuck you, fake.
Right.
So then finally Disney drops this one. And I was like, oh my God, we're here. We're here. We're finally here. This looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It looks so good. And the only thing I can get out of this is, all right, so we know timeline wise, he dropped Luke off with Laura's family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Uncle Owen and Peru, they have him. And he decides to exile himself on Tatooine to keep an eye on him. And that's all we've ever known of that. And then this series is going to tell that story. The only other glimpse you've had of that, I think, was in the Clone Wars / Rebels. It was a Rebels cartoon where they showed Darth Maul and Obi-Wan face off. And Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul in that. And they're on Tatooine, and he's older than he is here. So it happens after this. But this, like, you show, like, they have all of that in this trailer where, like, Owen tells him, hey, just leave us alone. And he's like, at some point, he's got to be trained, and he's keeping an eye on the kid. And you see the kid at the farm. Mm-hmm. And then the Empire is looking for him. Yep. There is something I've read numerous times where people were like, oh, I think in this trailer or this part, you see where Obi-Wan realizes Darth Vader survived the fight on Mustafar. And every time I've read it, I haven't found that exact moment in the trailer.
Right.
But I know it's coming in this series, so I can't wait for it. Because I really do think they're going to do the... because you've got Darth Vader's people coming after Obi-Wan and hunting down the rest of the Jedi or whatever, right? But specifically looking for Obi-Wan because he's out there. you're gonna come down to that moment where Obi-Wan realizes that Darth Vader, that guy in that suit, is Anakin.
Yep.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And you got Hayden Christensen back
Mhm.
as Darth Vader. So I'm like, yeah.
And I love how I love the sort of the voiceover, uh, not exactly narrated, but it's taken from something that someone saying about the Jedi, how they're, you know, they can't help but be good and help people, and that's how we're going to catch him. And it's like an itch they have to scratch. They have to, like, he goes through the whole thing, and you see Obi-Wan like in different places, clearly on the run, but still trying to help people when he finds them. And
Yeah, and it looks like it shows him off at Tatooine too, so that'd be cool.
Yeah,
You know, like kind of helping people out.
It's it reminds me a little bit of the Book of Boba Fett in that we know where the character left off from the movies. We know what we see now. This is sort of in reverse. Like, we know where the movies start, and well, I guess the original three. We know where we first meet Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original three. We know where the three prequels left him. So now we have to fill that space in between.
Yeah. And I'm all for it. I can't wait for this. They are dropping two episodes on the 27th.
Yep.
Which ironically, again, we are leaving Wednesday the 25th to go to Seattle. We don't go on to the ship until Saturday. So while we're gone, I'm gonna have my Fire Stick. And we are gonna watch both episodes of that before we get on the ship. Because I cannot wait for this fucking this series. This is gonna be great. So, all right, yeah, those are all the trailers. A lot to look forward to. Everybody, comment and let us know what you think of these trailers. I think the only other thing we have is kind of what's coming up in theaters and streaming. It's getting late, so we probably skip streaming because I think we covered most of it already. But as far as theaters go, I think we can cover that real quick. The 27th, you've got Top Gun Maverick, which
again, I kind of want to see.
I'm at a conflict there because I really can't stand Tom Cruise as a person.
Yeah, you told me that. You've shared that stuff.
I've said it time and again on this damn thing, but I want to see this movie so bad. And the early reviews are out. This thing's got like a 97% rating.
Oh, wow.
They're saying it's better than the first one. And I'm like, fuck.
I don't know. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. As homoerotic as it was. But I have to watch this. In fact, it was funny. The other day I was doing something and I came walking through the house and Jesse was watching the original one, getting ready to go watch this thing. I was like, okay, see, yeah, we're definitely going to see this. Again, I'll be gone. I don't know when I'm going to fucking watch this, but I'll watch it. After that, June 17th, we have Lightyear, which is Pixar.
Good. Yep.
It looks really good.
That does.
Yeah, it looks a lot of fun. I think that'll be good. Noah's gonna want to watch it, so we'll watch it. July 8th is Thor: Love and Thunder. July 29th, unless they've changed something, and Eric's not here to tell me they haven't. Black Adam is supposed to drop July 29th.
I feel like that. I feel like they're backing that up. I feel like they. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're done filming it yet, so I don't see how that comes out then.
Yeah, that one I was questioning, but all right, well, asterisk that one. It's probably not going to be there. And then you just kind of move on into the fall, which we'll talk about again more later. But October 7th, you got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, looks good.
And then Halloween ends. I love all the Halloween shit. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Halloween, they just not greenlit, but they just started filming Chucky season 2.
Really?
And have you not watched that yet? Oh, go watch that. It's it's as much fun as I made of it when we watched the trailer. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it knows exactly what it is and it leans on it, and it's fucking amazing. It's really amazing. So I can't wait for season 2 of that. That's coming out soon. So yeah, so we got Halloween ends. November 4th, maybe the Flash movie is coming out.
I don't think
But
so.
oh yeah, because Ezra Miller cannot stay out of jail.
Yeah, that's so. I think they're cutting him from that movie, which means they got to reshoot most of it. Or they're getting close, or they had. I guess I read the article that they're having meetings about whether or not they need to fire him. He's not going to stop.
No, he doesn't stop.
No.
He just, I don't know. It's that thing's been a mess.
You're either going to fire him now, or you're going to like around the premiere, something's going to happen, and you're going to be like, "What do we do now? The movie's about to come out in a week."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right, I think that's probably a good spot to stop it, and then we'll just kind of like get into the winter when we get there. All right, yeah, and then we'll post the streaming or whatever. I'll throw it on our website tomorrow. You got anything else for tonight?
I don't.
Good. Yeah, it's been fun. All right, let us know what you thought about the weekly and the trailers and everything else that we talked about, and comment down below, like, subscribe, ring a bell. Hit us up at whatifgeeks.com, whatifgeeks@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we will try to catch you next week with the Doctor Strange review before we all go on vacation again. Damn, all these vacations get in the way now. We'll figure it out. And yeah, so until next time, don't shit on anybody's bed. Topical. And we'll talk to you next week. Good night, Tony.
Good night, everybody who made Firestarter forever.
Damn.
Not because you died, but because you're not going to work again.
Damn. Well, there you go.